The first thing I did for this art project was print off some coloring pages of flowers for me to copy. Then I had the students copy with me as I did a directed drawing lesson of simple flower shapes. So you can see the results vary quite a bit in them copying what I did. And this was the first attempt. Then we did the same directed drawing lesson using the canvas. So I had the students copy general shapes onto their canvas with a pencil.
Okay, so yesterday we started our paintings, and after school I did something for the first time that I haven't done before. I took my time and I finished the painting that I started. It took about 2 hours. And how I was able to draw the flowers was I used the iPad and I looked up spring flowers on the iPad. So I copied a iris. The ones that I brought for you from my garden are called hyacinth. I copied a tulip and some daisies. Remember how yesterday we showed you how to fill the whole page with flowers? So I filled it up like this with the painting, but I didn't want it to look flat, like two-dimensional. I wanted it to look three-dimensional. So what I did is I did some flowers over top of the stems, and then it covered up the one behind. In painting with acrylic, you can cover things up after it dries. So because we've already had 24 hours for the paintings to dry, now you can do flowers on top of stems or leaves or other flowers, and if you layer them, it will look more 3D. I'm going to give you a mini lesson on how to do a pansy, and you're going to do a pansy over top of one of your other leaves or stems. Or maybe you have some blank space and that's where you can put the pansy. So the pansy, we're not going to draw it, we're just going to use the paintbrush. Okay, watch the overhead. This is purple, and the pansy has about 5 petals. If you do 4 or 6, it's fine, but 5 is a good estimate. And you just go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the inside, it'll be some yellow dots. But we're not going to do the yellow dots until the purple dries. On my painting, what I did was I did the dark purple first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I did some white after it dried to get some layers and texture. In nature, we don't always have one solid color. It's almost always blends of colors. So that's why artists use lots of different paints. So this is some examples of quick pansies. Hands up if you think that's pretty simple and easy. Okay, so I'm going to give you your paint thing, and you're going to put some pansies, just the purple part, anywhere you think it would fit. If you already have some, you can add more. If you have blank spaces, you can put it in the blank spaces. If you've got lots of leaves and stems, you can cover it in front. So, are you guys ready to see what I worked on yesterday?
Yes.
And layered them?
Yes.
Okay. I'm pretty proud of it because it's the first painting I ever did. And as you know, I always like to rush things and I never really have a lot of patience. So what I did is I put on some music, and I just tried to relax, and I was very patient, and I started about maybe 3 o'clock, and by 5:30 I was thinking, wow, that was amazing. I felt like only half an hour passed by, and it was already about 2.5 hours. And I did this many flowers.
Whoa!
So what I want you to do is I want you to layer your flowers too. So I put a lot of work into these pansies, so it was hard for me to cover it up with this daisy type flower. But if you put layers, one flower on top of another flower, it'll look kind of 3D. So if you have a very favorite flower that you painted yesterday, don't cover it up. but you might cover up part of it. Here are the hyacinths, and I covered up part of the daisies with the hyacinths. These are peonies, and I covered them. I did this and this and this one, but then this one got partly covered. So I don't know if this is finished or I'll add more. I think I want to add some white flowers. Also, I put little white dots on top of the flowers to make it look like the light was reflecting off it. So that's why I wrote these tips on the board yesterday after I did my experiment. I said paint flowers in front of stems, paint flowers and leaves in front of other flowers, layer the colors. You can use streaks, like little stripes of, just say you have dark orange and light orange. You can layer it one on top of the other. Like on this daffodil, it's yellow, orange, and a mix of yellow and orange. So I'm layering on top different stripes and add white for reflection. And then my table, I had the table this light brown color and, or no, it was dark brown first. And then I thought, you know what, it looks too dark brown. I wanted to make it a little more pastel. So I added some white and I started doing a light brown. And then when I got about halfway, I thought, I'm going to leave the bottom dark brown. So now it looks kind of like a little more 3D because it starts light, where the light hits it, light brown, and then it goes to dark brown. I also put some white on the vase to make it look like light reflecting off of it. So the things that you're going to work on today are painting flowers in front of flowers and stems, layering your colors, adding white for reflection, and maybe you'll make the table a blend of two different colors. You can change any color on your painting because it's been dried, but you have to wait for it to dry before you do the next layer of paint, or it might smear and smudge. Are you allowed to write words on your painting like Happy Mother's Day? No. Are you allowed to paint your body?
No.
No. Be careful with your water. You do not stomp around the room or bump anything because I don't want anyone's water to spill on their painting. Okay, so I think that we will have a nice, quiet, relaxing painting time.
Okay, but
All right, these are coming along.
Do your thing.
Gorgeous, yes. I like that white reflection on the vase. I can already tell a big difference from this morning. Adding some layers onto the flowers, filling in the gaps. Huge improvement in just about 20-30 minutes. Gorgeous. Filling in all the space. The bouquet of flowers is supposed to be filled with flowers, not just with stems. That's why we're covering up a lot of the stems and leaves to add more flowers.